My name is Marcelina Adeshina and I'm the Performance Manager Stations on the Northern Line. We were tasked to look at Steve Griffith's 3-year business plan and in addition the 5 pillars that support that plan, plus the Commissioner for Transport's 6 priorities.
Over the last 20 years, when I first joined the company, I've seen it progress immensely. When I first started, it was all done by whiteboards, writing service disruptions using a whiteboard marker. Now we've progressed to where we've got the eSub and LUCC can automatically update any information so that the public are made fully aware of what's going on.
As I've grown up, it's all obviously changed. In the middle of the ticket hall area, there would be a different ticket machine for each of the fares, for whether it was a single or return. So there was loads of big ticket machines and you would just choose one for whatever fare you want.
The deployment and use of technology is now a critical measure of our success. What started with the upgrades of our signals, of our train service, has now been extended to the station environment in such a manner in which we now have upgraded ticket self-service machines. This new way of doing business, which is informed by the feedback our customers have given us, has now empowered our customers. Staff are on hand to provide advice and to offer guidance to customers in terms of how they can use these machines, either within the station environment or as an online portal, and this is now influencing customer buying habits.
With the introduction of the TBTC system in the last 2 years, we are able to run a faster service by adding more trains and cutting journey times for our customers.
Training has always been a challenge. How do we do it? What do we do? Why do we do it? Very pertinent questions. But ultimately, it's to ensure that we run a safe, reliable service for our customers. Training and continuing monitoring of our new drivers for Night-Tube will be a constant challenge for us. How do we manage their performance? How do we manage their welfare?
Our training has gone from years ago being very rules and regs based, very hardcore, on the track, dealing with bits and pieces, very reactive to an incident, to becoming now a lot softer. So that gives us the opportunity now to focus on our staff and giving them the training they need to give great customer service every day. Our iPads that staff have are fantastic. They enable the staff to give top class customer information, but they also give the staff the opportunity to get the training and the development that they need, and that's done through our eZone and through the Collidus apps. The staff can even access at home if they wish to. So we're really moving forward into a real virtual world where everything we do tends to focus now on our customers.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the training. The tutors that we had, they made you feel relaxed. They gave you a lot of support. We as a group, I had a really nice group, and we made sure that we helped each other. I believe in live learning. When I passed out of Ashford House as a CSA, we went to different stations. I was at Blackfriars, etc. And having that live learning put everything that we learned on paper to effect, so it stuck in the brain.
Well, I feel that the training has been very good so far. It's been very intensive, so there's been a lot to take in. It's almost like going back to school when I was at school. So there's been a lot of studying so far. We've done quite a lot on the rules and regulations to get a basic grounding of how the system works. But it's been good so far, and now we're sort of going out into the depots to find out a bit more about what happens outside. So far it's been very good, and I think the rest of it is going to be something that I'll look forward to.
Yeah, at the time the training was really great. I've been an instructor operator for about 5 years now. Yeah, it was good, very thorough and extensive. And we do get a lot of help along the way also.
I feel the training I received so far has been very good. I started off at Ashfield House for 2 weeks, and that was completely different to what's been going on here. Here they get you to a standard, whereas Ashfield House you had to pass a benchmark. But here I feel like I've been given a lot of support and a lot of help to move further onto the next stage of my training.
I feel that the training that I've received so far has been adequate enough to prepare me for the role that I'm in now. I didn't feel that way at the beginning, so before we went live I was really nervous. I didn't feel fully prepared and confident, but then once we went live on the 3rd of April, I was able to put into practice all the skills and the knowledge that I'd been trained through the customer service training and the customer service manager, people management training.
The training I get, I would expect to be relevant to the job. There's no point spending too long focusing on the corporate rose-tinted spectacles view of what the London Underground is. It needs to be relevant to the sort of experiences that you are likely to encounter day to day. Also, I'd expect the training to be timely. There's no point learning about something and then having it months later coming across it. You want the training to be as close to the experience as you can so that you can implement that training and use the skills that you've picked up during the training sessions while you're actually doing your job.
As we've heard, our team, staff generally seem to be very satisfied with the level of training they've received to do their role, and as a result are confident they're equipped to do their jobs well. Nevertheless, a theme highlighted was the ongoing support we offer and what are the options for ensuring the training is kept refreshed and confidence levels high. This is particularly important in our industry as there is a great deal of information to digest during the training, but not necessarily an opportunity to practice these training opportunities in a real life, once in a role event. Bearing this in mind and based on what we heard from our frontline staff in their interviews, we've devised 2 solutions which will allow us greater scope for ensuring we continue to support our staff with training in their day-to-day roles. The first of which is our proposal to put together a document which would serve to act as an aid memoir for both new and more experienced members of staff. This document could be used for staff to refresh themselves on our various operational procedures in order to pull together the most relevant and useful collection of information. We will speak to our members of staff who've recently finished training and ask them what, with hindsight, they would have liked to have had in their aid memoir. We would like to make this available on an iPad where possible, so it is more readily available to staff who now use technology in their everyday activities. An advantage of this is that each station, depot, etc. can have its own tailored version to cover any local processes and/or procedures. Again, based on what we've heard from our staff, we are also keen to explore a way which we could offer ongoing support and refresh knowledge learning through training. We felt the best way to address this was to arrange a series of roadshows, each with a different topic but which is relevant to everyday roles of frontline staff. These would be chaired by an area manager or an operation manager and attended by subject matter experts who could offer useful advice and help on the topic in hand. A good example could be an attendance management workshop attended by PMAs or safety roadshows chaired by HSE managers. We would propose to run these sessions every 8 to 12 weeks and of course re-evaluate after each session to ensure we were providing useful and valuable ongoing support. Aside from the specific points raised above, and more generally speaking, we all have recently been involved in coaching forums and we recognise the importance of sharing these skills to make coaching more of an everyday occurrence between frontline staff and managers. The coaching forums have been an invaluable tool in making this more widely available and the need for which has been reflected in some of the comments from our staff. Therefore, we would like to engineer a drive on the Northern Line for people to share their skills and experience with each other through coaching and drive performance as a result.
An example of how we're achieving this is the deployment and optimization of workforce at the island platform at Clapham North, where a member of staff is deployed to carry out platform management at a safe location, ensuring that train service reliability, platform train interface, which is our core critical issue, is managed effectively without compromising the headways for delivering our train per hour output.
Technology is evolving and underpinning everything we do to improve customer service. For instance, with the issue of personal iPads to all our frontline operational staff, it has enabled our people to be more efficient using the various apps to assist our customers with queries ranging from ticket products, journey planning, or information on the local area.
One area of our performance on trains that's always been an issue is attendance. Now we can moan and groan at the attendance policy, but ultimately we need to engage with our staff and our stakeholders to ensure that the services we're providing are the best. We work closely with occupational health, but sometimes it's good for them to be involved in the decisions that are made daily at a local level. This is why we're engaging with the occupational health department locally, and they're doing our mobility tests. Yes, it is a strain on resources, but they are understanding what the train operators have to go through and achieve to do their duties, with an outcome, hopefully, that any graded returns would be reduced. Night tube is a challenge for us. New drivers, new rosters, but it's something we're going to have to manage. Our customers want a service that runs 24 hours a day. London deserves a service that runs 24-hour a day. But we do have challenges with rostering, with annual leave, performance management. All these things are going to jump on us very quickly, and we need to find solutions that ultimately protect the business and then protect our customers. To keep moving forward, the Northern Line undergoes many projects and engineering works throughout the year that not only bring issues with resourcing, planning, and how we can still continue to drive forward and provide great customer service, but we have to look at the resources and how we best use those. So our challenges are not always around money efficiencies, they're around how we engage with our staff to make sure that they understand how and what we need to do to make us successful.
I suppose the purpose of today is to understand, not as a collective group, what our priorities and challenges are, but what lies ahead in the next few years within service control and what solutions we can come up with. Our key challenges are 5 different areas: projects, staffing, business needs, infrastructure and fleet. So what in actual fact we're doing is putting our customers and users' needs at the core of our decision making and giving them the most efficient Northern Line that we possibly can. One of our other biggest challenges is staffing. First of all, we have to ensure that we have got a full establishment, fully trained staff. This is quite a long process that we have to go through because we can lose staff in a matter of weeks, but it takes months and months of intense training to get someone qualified. So what we have to do is we have to be that little bit smarter, a bit more forward planning involved to ensure that when we do put our plans in place, we are looking into the future. We know, for example, with big projects coming up, such as Battersea Extension, we'll be looking at raising our establishment. Therefore, we need to put plans in place, speaking to recruitment and resourcing, ensuring that those service controllers are in position to be locally trained up. Obviously, with Night Tube, we move on to our next topic, which is at fleet. Obviously, we do our everyday operations with fleet. We have a very good understanding, very good teamwork, a very good relationship with Ulster. We understand what needs they have and what needs we have. However, with Night Tube, the bar raises quite significantly. Obviously, with Night Tube running on Friday and Saturdays, we're going to be losing key hours of engineering hours. So what we need to do is be smarter, be faster on other nights to ensure that we prevent any frustrated access, any unnecessary cancelled works because the paperwork isn't right, because we're not communicating well with staff on site. We need to make sure that everything is slick and quick.
To get a holistic view of how efficient we are and how much we are driving up efficiency, we also took into account our diverse tube users and their views of perception of the service we provide them. And it all lends itself to the fact that, one, the Fit for the Future stations model is the way forward. It's giving our customers an opportunity to see more staff who are visible in the ticket hall and other areas of the station environment where, for example, they're quick to respond, either in terms of incidents, for example, at a location like Camden Town, where, for example, where there is a degraded asset or an asset failure such as our escalator, staff are on hand to manage that incident, manage any disruptions arising, and also, importantly, to give customer advice as to the different branches of the Northern Line because of the uniqueness of that particular environment.
Aside from the night tube, which I'm really looking forward to, yeah, the tube's doing a great job. So thank you guys.
Thank you. Thanks a lot as a customer.
To be honest, I think the service is pretty good already. I guess being around and helping with tickets and stuff like that, I think is useful. That's probably the only thing. I think for me, it's already really efficient. I think it's a great service already.
I actually find it pretty efficient already.
Okay.
Because I'm from Melbourne in Australia.
Okay. How does it compare to the metros there?
The topping up is much easier.
Here?
Yeah. Much more, many more options.
So the machines are user friendly?
Yeah, really easy for visitors to use.
What about staffing levels? Do you find there's lots of staff around?
The stations I use, I haven't seen any problems with staffing levels.
You would have heard lots of information from my colleagues around how their individual departments are going to make the change and continue to strive forward and overcome the challenges that we have. But this is not possible as a single unit. And that's where the one team ethos really hits home. There are already steps in place to overcome the identified challenges that will improve efficiencies and make London Underground work by itself. But as a line, we'll always continue to look at new areas that need refocusing, just to ensure that we haven't missed anything where new efficiencies can be made. One Lego brick by itself is a Lego brick, but many Lego bricks is anything you want it to be. And the Northern Line team is that. We can become and will become the best team on the Underground.